If there's one thing that's probably a reasonably safe bet, it's that the Cowboys won't be making any of those trades. They never do. They're coming off their bye week. They're headed to Santa Clara, California to take on the 49ers. Now, Dallas is 3-0 on the road so far this year. But their biggest problem on offense has been they can't run the ball at all. They're worst in the league, rushing 77 yards a game. Yesterday, Jerry Jones was asked about the NFL's leading rusher, Derrick Henry. Again, you need to listen closely to what he said.
Derrick Henry is having a career year. I don't know if he'd be having that career year in our situation. And that's really something you really do have to look at, because if he had not had as many carries as our running backs have had, then he certainly probably wouldn't have attained the level of impact he's having. And then he's a real good complement to the type of offense they run. We don't run that type of offense at all. Derrick Henry didn't fit because principally of managing the cap.
So,
golly, bro. It's freaking exhausting. Yeah. It's exhausting. Like, he's literally telling us lies. And I hate to say that. It's true. It doesn't fit in our offense. It didn't fit for Baltimore's offense. It really did not fit for Baltimore's offense. They somehow made it fit. You know what they told Lamar? Walk up under the center, take the snap, turn around and hand it to the guy who's going to be behind you, who weighs 250, might as well be a guard who can run 21 miles an hour. It helps. You know who else it helps? Lamar Jackson. Who would it have helped? Dak Prescott. Jerry just needs to go on TV and go, listen, I blew it here. I've given us 3 really good rosters the past 3 years. I didn't do my best job this year. It's on me. Because here's the thing. He's the only general manager in the NFL that can say that, because he don't fire himself. So he can go, I screwed this up. I get it, fans. I appreciate it. We'll have this thing fixed, but give me some time because I can't fix it right now. So then be done.
They're only lies if he doesn't believe them. And the fact that he believes them is more concerning to me, because every time I listen to one of his quotes, something dumber pops up that I didn't recognize the first time. It's like listening to complex rap lyrics. You're like, oh, you meant that. But in this case, it's like dumb rap lyrics, because he said in there, the new thing that jumped out was, we couldn't give him the ball enough times. Yeah. Are you watching these games? Derrick Henry breaking off 60-yard runs on one play.
Yeah.
So you don't got one handoff for Derrick Henry? You don't got one fourth-quarter snap for Derrick Henry when they load the box and he breaks the tackle and takes it for 81 down the sideline? Please.
You don't have 2 rookie offensive linemen that wouldn't help not have to block.
This is what I thought about when I listened to that sound. A few weeks ago, we were talking about Devontae Adams. And I remember Jeff was saying he makes sense for the Cowboys. And my only pushback to that was, for him to go to the Cowboys would mean Jerry Jones would have to acknowledge, hey, I messed up last trade deadline. I messed up this offseason, but let me course correct and fix it.
Yeah.
And Jerry's his hubris, guys, the fact that he thinks he knows better, that is what will be his downfall this season. Because I was standing behind him after that Lions game, where he literally looked at a reporter who was questioning him about his head coach and will he make a move. And Jerry said, do I look like an idiot to you? Do I? And now today, people are like, this man does not know football. And that is the problem, because for Jerry to fix what is broken, Jerry has to do everything that Jeff just said. And that is what Jerry Jones will not do.
And that's an issue. I mean, it's illogical at best, and it's patronizing at worst, because you don't have enough carries for the best running back in the league. The West Coast offense is a running offense.
Yes.
So if you're going to have a running offense, go get the best runner of the football. And then on top of that, I think the issue is the comments that he makes are from an owner's perspective, and we're trying to hear from the GM. These are spin jobs.
That's right.
These are pulling the wool over your eyes. These are false hope for your fans. Anything to keep them in it, to say, hey, we're still good. Anybody could have made these mistakes. Whereas to your point, we need accountability because we all knew the right answer to this test.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to be a big fan to understand that. You don't need to know deep football. My daughter said, there was a meme that went viral of Derrick Henry, of him looking like a madman running down the field. I don't know if you've seen it this week. She said, man, I'd be scared if I had to tackle him. I said, congratulations, babe. You're qualified to be the GM of the Dallas Cowboys. Because it is as simple as that.
Yeah.
That is awesome. One of the other difficult things about listening to him say that he doesn't fit under the cap is he can't point to where that money was spent to improve the roster.
Great point.
Like, I would be okay if he was like, we couldn't fit him under the cap because we had to get these 2 defensive tackles. See how good we are at stopping the run right now?
Yes.
We couldn't fit him under the cap because we had to protect Dak. You see how great we are at protecting him, and we're running the ball just fine because we invested in offensive line. That's the tough thing is they had cap space as long as they negotiated those contracts. They had them room to maneuver and do things, and they didn't do anything, and they still have the space.
Because he didn't believe they had to do it, to your point.
Right. And here's the other part that bothers me about all of this. In this same kind of space that he works in, he then attacks the coaches. Right? After you strip them of what they have to do to be productive, you just said it's a running offense. But let's take the run game out and make the quarterback I just paid a bunch of money and the receiver I paid a bunch of money go do it as a tandem. It's impossible. And then you're like, coach ain't doing right. This guy's not doing right. I mean, it should start here, right? Like, it should start here, and it's not. And that's, I think, what's so frustrating for us who has to sit here and talk about what the Cowboys are doing.
Those comments were made in his weekly radio appearance, which comes right towards the end of our show. So we saw it, remember, right at the end yesterday, but we hadn't turned it around. So they got the sound turned around for First Take, and this was Stephen A. Smith's reaction.
There has never been a soundbite, in my estimation, that has emanated out of the mouth of Jerry Jones that has indicted himself to such a degree that it made you say even more, somebody else needs to be running the franchise. Because to say what he said about Derrick Henry literally makes him look like he doesn't know football.
So what we should show when we do that again, and then the suit is great. The suit. My favorite part of it, actually, which I understand why we didn't put in, but he begins by talking about how sad this makes him.
Yes.
Because of how much he likes and respects Jerry Jones. And honestly, I feel kind of the same way.
Absolutely.
Like, there's the part of me, and look, you guys, I will remind everyone, you guys worked with him, negotiated, I guess against him or whatever the term would be during the collective bargaining. But you guys know him well, I mean, intimately and personally. The reality is, the last few years as a general manager, he's largely done a very good job.
Yes.
Which is what makes this sort of difficult to watch, because there were some very obvious moves that they needed to and easily could have made and chose not to. And whether that was the owner telling the GM not to, or the GM telling the owner we don't need to, it doesn't matter, because they're both the same person, and this is where they wind up.
I agree with Stephen A., the human sequin, that that is very sad when Jerry Jones is the version of himself that he is now, because we've always remembered him as like charismatic and sharp and smooth, and also been able to build some really good rosters.
Yeah.
The way that he's conducted himself in the media right now has been like embarrassing, where he's going after threatening jobs and asking people if they think he's an idiot. Like, that's never been the Jerry Jones. He's always been the affable guy that made you feel like you're the most important man.
You know what got him though? He was shocked. He has shocked himself. I think he thought they were significantly better than they are. And when you've lied to yourself, for lack of a better term, you have created this angst and frustration that